we are interviewing the owner of Illuminati, promo events company in Newcastle, Jermaine. So our first question is, how long have you been running the event company for?
It's been 7 years.
7 years.
7 years in September.
This is my go. Today the company runs 5 nights a week. Have you always had this many events on?
No, I just started from this one. Days was the first one, so it was just a weekly Wednesday night. That's what started. It was September the 7th, 2011. I think that was the first ever Days. So that was, we'll start from one. You don't just start from 5.
Yeah. What made you get into this industry?
I worked in Mushroom Bar, which back in the day was like the best bar ever. Like it was basically like Bijou, Empress and Soho rolled into one. It was like the travel. People don't believe it now. Mushroom's still really good on a Friday, Saturday. And like, but years ago, like every single day it was chocker. Like there used to be a queue out on a Thursday. There was a queue down the road. It was unbelievable. On Saturday there'd be a queue to the burger van. It was just mental. Like people don't believe it now. But obviously, like I'm talking a few years ago. So I worked there, and that was always really busy. And then basically I started working for this agency that dealt with shot girls. So basically just girls that sell shots around town. So basically I started working at Mushroom and basically what happened is I was going out with this girl and she worked in the bar, but she also sells shots. And she was like, oh, they're looking for guys to sell shots down the gay end of town, like the powerhouse and stuff. And I was like, oh, you need to take your top off and that. But back then I was quite ripped. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, that's my bad. She was like, no, you make really good money. So I thought, all right, I'll have a go. So I needed money. So then I've done it.
Yeah.
So, what did your friends and family think when you started the company?
Well, I dropped out of uni.
Right.
I basically dropped out of uni. And then, so my mum and dad didn't know I dropped out of uni till like a year later, because basically they knew I was doing nights and that, but they knew I was doing an event, but they were like, oh yeah, and I was like, oh no, if it does good, like I could actually make like good money off it and it'll be good. And then they were like, all right. So to be honest, my mum and dad, like they didn't really, I don't think they could really like have any say. But if I'd have went, oh, I've dropped out of uni, I'm doing this night, I think the reaction would have been a little differently. But what I've done is I ran the night, and then I was like, oh my god, this better pay off, because if it doesn't, I'm absolutely knackered. And then obviously started going well. And then I went, basically, because they were coming to my flat and that, and I lived with a kid who basically was on my course, but he's still done the course. So because I moved into Tower House with my maid, and then he lived in North Court, and he happened to be on my course. He was a completely mental, this kid. He's from Manchester, but he's left now, but he became one of my good mates. And then obviously we ended up moving in together, so my mum and dad would come and visit me, and obviously come to the house and that. They'd be, oh, you're right. And they'd be like, oh, Gaz, what you doing? And he'd be like, oh, man, I'm just doing this such and such. And they'd be like, oh, is Jermaine not doing that? And he'd be like, oh, he's in a different seminar group, mate. So and obviously, so I blagged it for a while. So obviously, I got to the point where it was doing right. Then I was a bit like, oh, I've dropped out of uni, but I'm doing our eating, and I'm making some money. So it was a bit to be honest, they never really had a like opinion, because they never really got shown the full
story.
Right, So what do you think about it now that you're successful and stuff?
Oh, well, they're loving it then.
Today, promotion industry is like very competitive. Was it the same when you started Illuminati?
To be honest, it's probably, I mean, not everyone probably says this, but it's a lot. If I knew what I knew now then, I think I would have been double, treble, like what we're doing kind of now, like in terms of where it would be. But I think it was competitive, but it was a bit like, as I say, it's just so hard getting past that, because you're kind of going, I would be going to people, oh, come in this night, do you want to work for this night? And they'd be like, oh yeah, it's a good night, or blah blah blah. Then all of a sudden events companies go, oh, come work for us, we've got these 3 nights, we've only got 1. And they'd go, oh, I really like your night, I'm still going to come down, but I'm going to go and work for them because we've got loads of nights. So it's a bit like getting past that barrier. But then if you end up starting loads of nights and you've got 2 crap ones and 1 good one, and like one of them only got 100 people there, and you just like, you know what I mean? So it's getting like, it's just cementing that one. So there was a lot of, to be honest, there's not as many now, but back then it was like, I think there was probably just as many competitors, but now it's like people are a lot more aggressive. It's like a lot more full on. Back then it was a bit more laid back. Now it's like everyone's like coming for the same bit of the pie kind of thing.
Yeah. Sort of like to the next question, like, why do you think promo is so competitive?
I think it's just like, obviously there's the money aspect, but at the same time I think it's like it is a whole kind of ego thing as well. And it's mainly heavily male led, isn't it? And especially Newcastle, it's a lot more like, and I mean like, oh, I'm better than you, I'm cooler than you, and it's just like, you know what I mean? So I think it is more like a kind of an ego thing, and man, there's a lot of testosterone thrown around with it. And it's just, as I say, it's just like you'd rather be you drinking a bottle of vodka in a night with loads of people dancing around like than someone else over there. So it's a bit like you get a lot into it. Even people who are quite like might be obviously managers, city managers, junior managers, but everyone kind of gets into it. You know what I mean? Like it's a bit like, and obviously you make friends, and it's a bit like, it's not like you go, oh, it's 5 o'clock, see you later, I'm going home. It's more like, oh, we're going for Nando's after, then we're going for some wings and shark, then we're gonna go out and party. You know what I mean? So it's a bit like you do get like, you kind of mix in it a lot more. It's not like a normal job where you wouldn't just kind of, oh, see him at work tomorrow. It's like you see a lot more, and if you drink with people and you party with people, I think you get a lot more.
What was the biggest challenge you faced when you started?
To be honest, I don't like it. I think it was okay for me. I've seen a lot of people fail nights, but it was kind of okay for me because I basically had the Shop Girls and promo thing on the side.
So,
I
you
think
already
like
built it.
I so it was a bit like it's not in case it was more of a case of I had a flow of income. So it was a bit like I was like, this is extra. So if this works, I'm all right. I wasn't like, I need to be a promoter, and this is going to be paying my rent, paying my bills. It was kind of like, I've got this, and then I'm going to put a bit into it. And if I'd just done that, it would be the case of like being off. If I fail here, I can't pay my rent. Whereas that wasn't the case. It was just a bit like, off against the shit, I've had a good time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what was the question again? Sorry if I went off track.
The biggest challenge.
So I think that would have been a massive challenge, because it's good. There has been nights when I've stood outside and went, I need to get the cash point and get my own money out to pay staff and pay for these costs, you know what I mean? But then, do you know what I mean? So it's a bit like, if that had been my only thing, I would have been like, that's a challenge. But it is the hardest challenge is basically just sticking by something, because it's just like the amount of times like I feel sick about it sometimes that I think like I nearly threw the towel in, like I'm just going like, nowadays it's costing this, and like, oh, I made £300 this week. Then it's like, oh, but you're buying a load of hoodies, or you're buying a load of t-shirts, and you get some wristbands or whatever you're buying. It's just like the amount of times like you stand outside in the winter and it's just like, oh. But that is the hardest part, is like getting past the kind of thing. But as I say, it was like I didn't really know how to be a promoter. So I think if I'd have been a year later, I would have been watching what everyone was doing, and I would have probably learned.
If you could go back to when you started, what would you do differently?
I'd probably have a better network of people and a better team of people, and know how to manage them properly. And I was under the impression where I was like, I can do everything myself. And I used to literally like the amount of stress and everything I've went through trying to do everything myself. And I'm a bit OCD. Now it's like you need to kind of learn to release it. You need to kind of like delegate and go, oh, will you do that? And then trust them with it. And kind of instead of going like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you think if I go back in the day, there was a lot more stuff to do. Now it's a bit more different. But like, I would have a list and I'd be like, I'll do that. I'd have tasks every day. And then I used to kind of, because I had the OCD, I would like do it myself. And it was just managing my time, but I literally would have so many parties in our flat, and it would just be like, go out, party, go back to a house, have an extra another party, go to sleep, wake up, work. But then it would be my own event, or like my event. So I'd go, right lads, we're all going out, ring everyone, make sure everyone's going out, blah blah blah, tell them meet them here, wherever, Empress, Bijou, wherever. And then it would be like, run this event, inside the event, drinking, sorting all the event out, organising it, writing things down, and then like, do you know what I mean? So it was a bit like, it was full on, and it was just like, literally, I don't know how I was. Well, I was probably a bit ill, because it was just, you're so tired, because you're partying till 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning sometimes, and you're getting up at like 10, 11, and then you get on your day to day, and you got to remember that I was doing another job at the same time. So I was just like trying to run a night, and then because it's not something that can kind of be managed. Like a promoter is a totally different job. It's not like saying, oh, you go and work in this restaurant and serve tables, because then it's like, oh yeah, then you serve your tables and you go home. It's like, you can't really measure it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you speak to Luca, like, it's just like, you'd probably come in and sit down and dine out, but I would do some weeks and I'd go, obviously at the start when we weren't making any money, it was just crap, and I would sit down and go, I've done an out this week. And then, you know what I mean, I'd be like, I know I've done an out, and I know that no one's going to come down. But if I was going around ringing the phone calls going, I've helped you with that before, you better be there, bring them lasses that you tarted from there or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just come down and let them in for free, just drag them down. And if you don't make them phone calls all week, if you're not in Eldon Square, if you're not in the Metro Centre, like, people with staff parties, if you're not doing everything, like, you just need to kind of, like, you get as much out as you kind of put in. So it's not like you've got to if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it for you. So it's like these people
Yeah.
have been nights and they just aren't even turning up and it's like, because you've done now. Like, and at the same time, you can do loads of work, but if you haven't got all these friends and all these networks and all these connections, like, it's just not going to
Not
work.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
That's it.
Finish that.
Thank you very much.
Thank
No
you
bother.
very much for your time.